Raihan, a Bangladeshi documentary filmmaker, learns about a strange and nearly forgotten village during his travels in Europe, Lombard. The name itself feels eerie, unfamiliar. He finds obscure references to the village online, stories of an entire population vanishing overnight, mysterious time anomalies, and a church bell that never rang again. His curiosity ignited, Raihan sets off alone with his camera, determined to uncover the truth. As Raihan reaches Lombard, he finds the village completely abandoned. Houses are perfectly intact, but there's not a single soul around. The strangest thing? Every clock in the village is stuck at 3:13. In one of the homes, Raihan discovers a torn, dusty journal. The last written words are chilling. The hour that never strikes is the hour of our curse. As night falls, Raihan begins to notice oddities, shadows moving where nothing stands, whispers captured only by his microphone, and brief glitches in time that his camera picks up but his eyes can't see. Raihan eventually finds an old woman, the only living soul in the village, residing in a small house next to the church. She reveals the history. In 1893, a stranger arrived at the village and gifted them a grand church bell, claiming it would bring prosperity. The bell was installed immediately, but from the very first day, things went wrong. People began disappearing. Livestock died. Time began acting strangely. Sunsets occurred at dawn. Clocks spun backward. Then one day, the bell rang at exactly 3:13 p.m., and time stopped for the entire village. It never moved forward again. The bell never rang again. They were trapped. Raihan realizes he's no longer just observing. He's part of the loop. Each day repeats itself. No matter where he goes, the same birds chirp, the same wind blows, and he starts seeing himself in his own footage. Multiple versions of him walking around the village at the same time. His reflection begins to act differently than him. His shadow lingers too long, and then it disappears entirely. Raihan concludes that he must destroy the bell to break the curse. He enters the church. As he lifts a heavy hammer to strike the cursed bell, everything goes still. Time freezes completely. The scene goes black. The bell has tolled, but Raihan never returned. A continuation of the story, as if you're setting up episode 2 or the second half of a longer horror narrative. This part deepens the mystery and introduces new psychological and supernatural elements, keeping the viewers hooked for another session. Raihan, a documentary filmmaker, vanished in Lombard, a village lost in time. Last seen entering the church to destroy a cursed bell, he was never found again. But time in Lombard doesn't move forward, it traps. Arav, a young urban explorer from the UK, arrives after hearing about Raihan's disappearance. He's intrigued, hoping to gain viral content. With his GoPro and drone, he begins recording as he steps into the village. He laughs at the 3:13 clocks and the curse, thinking it's all just folklore. But his drone footage catches something eerie, a man standing still in a field, wearing clothes that match Raihan's last known outfit. Inside a house, Arav finds Raihan's backpack. Batteries dead. Camera intact. But when he plays the footage, it shows Raihan talking to someone, but there's no one visible. The voice in the footage is distorted and whispering. Arav enters a house where all mirrors are covered in old cloth. Out of curiosity, he uncovers one. At first, he sees himself. Then, the flicker. Someone is behind him. He turns, nothing. He covers the mirror back. But now, his camera glitches and starts recording by itself. He begins hearing footsteps matching his, but slightly delayed. The journal Raihan found? It now has new entries, written in Arav's handwriting. Each night, the shadows grow longer. Arav stops sleeping. He sees Raihan, or someone who looks like him, walking at night. But Raihan doesn't blink or breathe. Arav talks to the old woman, but she seems younger now. She says, "He doesn't just trap your time, he steals your face." Arav finally understands. The Mirror Man is a cursed entity, feeding on the identities of those who enter Lombard. The village doesn't kill, it absorbs. Determined, Arav returns to the church and finds the bell cracked. Raihan did strike it, but the curse didn't break, it evolved. Now, the bell doesn't freeze time. It loops identities. In the mirror of the church altar, Arv sees himself smiling. Except he's not smiling. His reflection waves at him. Cut to black. A few weeks later, police investigate a tip about a missing tourist in an abandoned village. A team of 2 officers and a local guide arrive at Lombard, now completely silent, cloaked in fog. The clocks still show 3:13. They find 2 backpacks near the church, one labeled Raihan, the other Arv. No signs of a struggle. No bodies. Only footprints going in circles. Inside the church, the bell is shattered. Dust covers everything except one mirror, freshly cleaned. On the mirror, a message scratched in reverse. As one officer steps closer, the mirror ripples and his reflection doesn't move. It smiles, and the screen cuts to black. Lombard was never cursed by time. It was fed by those who believe they control it. Each visitor leaves behind something: their identity, their echo, their face. And the hour that never strikes keeps collecting. You can visit Lombard, but you can never leave yourself behind. In the final moments, we see a new vlogger entering the village, excited to explore this mysterious place, unknowingly stepping into the same loop.